shocking news. The DCEU is coming to Netflix. That is a fact. But the real question here is that is there a possibility that Netflix could buy the Snyderverse rights and give, continuation to that story that we all know that hasn't been finished and done yet, and bring back the actors that a lot of people want to still see? Well, I really would like to say I didn't want this to be just my wishful thinking. I firmly believe that there is definitely an audience for it. Zack Snyder has a lot of fans out there, and I'm pretty sure that would be great. But if that would happen, then I'm not so sure. Obviously, we don't have any confirmation of that. There's just fans that are speculating when they heard the news that the DCU is coming to Netflix. But also, the whole picture is not that perfect. For instance, there are some movies, pretty much all the stuff from the DCU is coming to the Netflix except the Snyder Cut Justice League, which is in fact the better movie. And I think they are also not bringing Batman v Superman, which is also arguably a better movie, even though I have issues with that film, and that's not really the filmmaking style or the acting, is nothing like that. The issues that I have are mostly stuff that I wish they didn't do in that movie. For instance, the whole Doomsday storyline I think shouldn't be in that movie. I thought that movie should have been just about Batman v Superman, but that's a story for another video. The fact is that fans are upset that they're not bringing Batman v Superman, the extended cut, and they're not bringing the Snyder Cut also to Netflix. Now, why is this weird that stuff is coming to Netflix, especially the DCEU? We all know that we have HBO Max, and now it's called Max, and basically every single movies from Warner Brothers, they are available on Max, correct? So it's weird that they would lend these movies to Netflix, except if they needed money. And probably that's what is happening. Warner Brothers is definitely needing money, and they are going to cash on the DCEU, because by lending these films to Netflix, obviously Netflix have to pay a fee, and it's definitely not unusual, because not every single content inside the Netflix streaming platform, which is still the big giant, is Netflix produced. A lot of the movies, they just really borrow for a certain period of time, they sign a contract, and then they just leave the platform. That's why sometimes we see some announcements inside Netflix, oh, this movie will be available until certain dates, because that movie is also probably from another studio. So obviously Warner Brothers is cashing in on the DCEU by lending these films to Netflix. And the good thing about it is that Netflix, being the giant king of streaming, it will be available to more people to watch, because obviously not everyone has HBO Max or Max. I keep forgetting that they changed it to Max, but anyways, the point is, more people are subscribed to Netflix, so it would make sense for the Snyderverse that all his movies were there, especially if Netflix really had an interest in buying the rights and giving continuation to that universe. Oh, how I wish that would happen, since Warner Brothers doesn't seem to care, but I'm sure there's an audience for it. But let's see what this article is saying here. Snyder fans were upset that Zack Snyder Justice League and Batman v Superman Ultimate Edition, which they believe are the best versions of the respective films, which they believe, just the fans, right? Because the critics doesn't matter. I think even the critics said Zack Snyder version is way better, but whatever. Executives and studios can do no wrong. It's just so stupid. We're not getting added to Netflix. One user said, "You got the wrong movie out there. A parody one. Where's the original movie, Zack Snyder's Justice League?" Another user stated, "Nice try, but that's the wrong Justice League." And that I have to agree. It's really upsetting that, okay, the DCU is coming over to Netflix, but not the Snyder Cut, because the Justice League movie was an atrocity. That movie is just so terrible. There is awful CGI. What they did to Superman, it's literally unforgivable. I don't want to watch that movie ever again because it makes me so upset that they would get their legendary characters such as Superman and basically trash him with a horrible CGI that even someone that doesn't have better equipment could do a better job at home. It's insane. It's insane. The story wasn't great and the CGI was terrible, and that movie was just a convoluted mess. But anyways, that is my thoughts on that Justice League garbage. But let's see what else they're saying here. Another user stated, nice try, but that's the wrong Justice League. While another user asked Netflix, would you please put Batman versus Superman Ultimate Edition and Zack Snyder's Justice League on there? There are a couple of reasons that fans are adamant about Netflix getting these versions of the films. Zack Snyder's Justice League and Batman v Superman Ultimate Edition are still available to stream on Max, with Batman v Superman Ultimate Edition also available on Amazon Prime. However, fans would like them to come to Netflix so they are more widely available. Additionally, it would help to sell the Snyderverse to Netflix. So yes, I think that it's not just my wishful thinking. There's a lot of fans out there that would wish that Netflix would buy the rights, obviously because Warner Brothers have already said they have no intention on continue that story, which to me it's just weird because there is an audience for it for sure, but whatever. To sell the Snyderverse to Netflix movement if the films do well on the platform. Some fans want Warner Bros. to make a deal with Netflix to finish Zack Snyder's Justice League's plans. Snyder commented on selling the Snyderverse to Netflix, but no progress has been made. Now, this is what gives me a little bit of hope. The fact that says Snyder commented on selling the Snyderverse to Netflix, that is really awesome. And maybe if Warner Brothers is really in debt and in need of money, they might even give it a try. But that would be just terrible if this was extremely successful over Netflix and they're just gonna say, oh man, we lost it again. To be quite honest, I am just so sad that Warner Brothers are the ones in charge of the DC characters, because I don't know about you, but they are my favorite characters. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, to me they're my favorite heroes. And now that Marvel is doing so badly, the movies are just, people are not interested. That would be the time to start the DCU going again. But they just don't seem to, I don't know, they don't seem to get things on track. We don't know what the James Gunn universe will look like, not just yet. I mean, it's still very much confusing because we still have stuff from Zack Snyder that will show up on his universe. Some things are gonna, but nothing is canon according to what he said. So there is a lot of confusion going on. But I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think. Do you think that is a good thing that the DCU is coming to Netflix and people will have, well, more people will be able to watch? Well, I believe that would be a great idea if it does great on Netflix and then they really want to buy the Snyderverse, and then, well, I don't know, one could only dream, right? But drop your comments down below, let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up, subscribe for more, and see you next time. Bye.